It's the 15th of September, and it just occurred to me how rarely I just sit down and enjoy the allotment. At this time of the year, it's pretty much at its best, maybe just very slightly past. I'll do a plot tour in a minute so you can see what's going on. But I've spent the morning, or an hour or so, planting out field beans, rather spindly field beans, which is exactly the same story as with the broad beans. They were just there for too long. I didn't get a chance to plant them out, and then we got the really cold weather. But it's lovely today. I've planted out some pak choi and some mustard greens just to see if we can keep things growing over the winter and the autumn. But it's lovely up here. Strawberry bed, we've got about 3 or 4 strawberries there. No, more than that. These two are looking pretty good as well. I'll probably, if I remember, supplement those with some from home. We've got plenty of them. In here we've got leeks, winter leeks. They're a variety from Real Seeds, and they look all right. They look a bit like couch grass, but they're not. Look at all the bindweed. Another job for another day. These are bolt hardy beetroot. They're ready to be harvested. And in under here we have mustard greens, which I am attempting for the first time this year. I'd like to have them as a crop, but also as a manure, a green manure. This, I put gauze on. I replaced the battered old, what's it called? I replaced the battered old polycarbonate that was on this cheap, old cold frame with some gauze, some Enviromesh, in the hope that it will keep the cabbage whites off, because there's lots of them around at the moment, and clearly it's not perfect, but we'll give it a go. That's the albino beetroot crop. In here, this is the new brassica cage, which I built a couple of weeks ago, which I'm very pleased with. We've got little Brussels sprouts on the Brussels sprout plant. You can see these have been shredded by caterpillars, but I think I got to them just about in time, and we're trying to keep on top of them. We've got 2 varieties of pak choi here, one for leaves and one for plants. I think the one on the right is the leaf one. We shall see. I've only just planted those, so we shall see whether they survive the slugs. This is where the onions were. They've all been harvested and put in the freezer. And we're just getting, this is the Lazy Housewife, which is a very vigorous plant. It's a late bean, and it's only just beginning to ripen, but these look like they're going to be delicious. They're a bit more runner beanish than the Abundance ones, which are also delicious, but I'm encouraged by that. We'll take the first of those in the next few days. These are my cactus dahlias, which are grown from seed, which I'm very proud of. Down here we have a butternut squash, and I think it's probably too late for it. I think it's missed its chance. It's produced plenty of plant. There's a tiny little butternut squash on the end there, but I think it's way too late for that, which is a pity, because I did actually plant that at the right time, just didn't produce quickly enough. This was the bed that had the broad beans in, and then it had the red onions, got a few left, see, surviving, but we've left it to raspberries to let them grow and hopefully produce. This will end up, perhaps I might build a cage over this to make this into a proper raspberry bed. Here we have, that's the Yankee Doodle dahlias, which as you can see is also lovely. I'm going to leave them. I hope that they'll come up again, that the tubers are in the ground and they'll survive. This is a success from this year. This is obviously a tomato. This is Crimson Crush, which is blight resistant, and it produces a ton of fruit. Really nice. I mean, if they have time to ripen up, which they might not, that'll be fantastic. That is definitely going to be a variety that I will grow next year, because I've been very impressed with the productivity of that. This area here is where garnet was, and you can see blight got it. So it's right next to the Crimson Crush. And yeah, the garnet was killed by blight, and the Crimson Crush so far appears to be untouched by it. And this has been, I've been really pleased with the flower bed this year. We're going to have to find a way to have more growing in the middle period between the bulbs all dying off and the dahlias, etc., coming through. But these are just lovely. I mean, have a look at these. This is a dahlia called Pooh Bear, which is my, as you can see, you can probably see why, but it's my absolute favourite. I love these dahlias. They're just the most gorgeous dahlias. We have Rudbeckia. It's finally, this has taken, feels like it's been taken forever, but this Rudbeckia is finally flowering now. Both of these produce excellent cut flowers that last forever. And on the back, this year, when I was ordering from Real Seeds, I saw snapdragons, and these are right up there for me as a bedding plant. They really are absolutely gorgeous. Totally chuffed with them. And then in the bed that we grew the potatoes in, this year I'm attempting to grow field beans. I grew them in modules, and they should have come up a couple of weeks ago, but didn't. And so some of them are a bit stringy, a bit leggy, as is the way. The ones under there are just, because I've got a spare cold frame, it's just to give those ones an extra chance, just in case the pigeons take a fancy to them.